Welcome back! Today we're going to be talking about the Reading Comprehension section. If you're in lower level, you'll have 5 passages with 5 questions per passage. If you're in middle or upper level, you'll have 6 passages with 6 questions per passage. Lower level will have 25 minutes and middle and upper will have 35. There are a few strategies you can use when reading the passages, but this one is my favorite. It goes like this: 2, 1, F. What does that mean? First, you read the first 2 sentences of the passage, then the first sentence of each paragraph, and lastly, the final 2 sentences. But the key to this strategy is not to just read a couple of these sentences, but to then go and read closely when you look for answers in the text. Remember that key verbal reasoning strategy? Well, we're going to use it again, but for reading comprehension. First cover, then find and guess your answer, then check. Let's try it! 2, 1, F. First, we read the first 2 sentences, the first sentence of each paragraph, and then the final 2 sentences. Let's read this together. To most people, camouflage means that form of protective coloration that enables an animal to blend unseen into its surroundings and hide without actually being out of sight. But by definition, the word camouflage also means to disguise for the purpose of deception. There are creatures on land and in the sea that are disguised as twigs, leaves, or sponges, or any number of objects of no appeal to meal-seeking predator. Some animals manage to survive with partial disguises. There is also a group of animals called mimics. While these forms of camouflage are highly effective, they do not always offer complete immunity from attack. Yet, without camouflage, these creatures would have become as extinct as the giant dinosaurs. By using this strategy, you can quickly find the main points of a passage without being distracted by the details that you can go back to later when you need to find them to answer a question. For reading comprehension questions, we'll use the cover, find and guess, and check method. We're adding find to this second step for reading comprehension because it's really important that you go back into the passage and find the answer to the question. Let's look at this one. Which sentence best expresses the main idea of the passage? First, we cover our answers, then we go back to the passage to find the answer. For main idea questions, you want to look at the first couple sentences and the last couple sentences. At the start, we see camouflage means to hide without actually being out of sight and to disguise for the purpose of deception. At the end, it says creatures would become extinct without camouflage. We should then go back to the question and answer it in our own words. So to me, the main idea of this passage seems to be that animals use camouflage for protection. Now we can check our answer against those that are provided. First, not all forms of camouflage are equally effective. This isn't the same as what I had said before. It's true, but I don't know if it's the main idea. Mimicry and disguise are the best forms of camouflage. Again, these are both something said in the passage, but we're looking for the main idea, so these aren't correct. Camouflage is usually ineffective as a means of disguise, wasn't what the passage was arguing. And lastly, camouflage is a means of defense against more powerful enemies. This matches up with the definition I gave, so therefore I will circle it. Let's move on to the next question, and this time I'll let you take a shot at it. Remember, cover, find and guess, and check. The passage implies birds ignore beetles that look like dewdrops because... So now we need to go into the passage to find the section that's related to this. So I'm looking for the word dewdrop. Do you see it? Let's zoom in. So we see the sentence, a dewdrop on a leaf that a passing bird ignores, for example, may be a tasty edible beetle. So what is it trying to say about this? I might look at the sentence before or after to get a better sense. I'm looking at this phrase of no appeal to a meal-seeking predator. Why do you think that birds ignore beetles that look like dewdrops? Take a second to pause the video and guess. Okay, what did you say? I'm going to say that they don't see them as food. Did you have something similar? Now, pause the video, look at the answers, and decide which is right. Okay, let's walk through them. For the first one, I see that the beetles are too small for the birds to see. That's not what I said, but you might think it's something similar, so we could leave it there. The beetles look similar to poisonous insects wasn't in the reading. The birds do not realize the beetles are edible is very similar to what I said, so I'm going to hang on to that one and look at the last one. The birds think that the beetles are predators. That is not in the reading. So C is the correct answer. Did you get it right? Thank you, and subscribe to ISEE Academy for more strategies so that you can master the ISEE.